going on, Trev 2323 here. I'm going to go ahead and run my trailer wires. I don't got the hitch on yet. I'm just going to go ahead and run the wires. These are little things that I'm going to take out there with me, and hopefully that'll be enough. What you're in the background is the water. Let me show you real fast. My tilapia I got in there. Nothing to do with the video that I'm shooting right now. My koi and my tilapia. What I'm taking out there with me, what I got right here is the trailer wire. This is the one that comes from the vehicle to the trailer. So make sure you get the right one. I'm actually putting it in flex tubing. So I got 6 foot length of flex tubing. I'm going to drill a hole to make it bigger, where I could fit the bung hole, the rubber bung that the tube is going to go through coming out of the van. You're going to need zip ties to zip tie it up when you're done. These 3 butt slices, heat shrink tubes, and electrical tape, either or, with the wire cutter. What I'm going to do, since I'm drilling through it, there's a little hole, I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to put some internal frame coating on the inside of it, just to stop it from rusting if there's any chances of rusting on the inside of it. And then I'm going to silicone it with 100% silicone around the tube. This way no water can get up in there. Alright, so I'm going to go assess the situation right now. Bye. Alright, that's what I'm going to be pulling with the van. Actually, it was all rusted out, and I redid a lot of the frame. I didn't finish it. This right here, you see a little bit of rust starting to form again, but it was completely rusted out. And I put all new bolts on it and everything. I painted it. I got a lock on here right now, so if anybody tries to, and it's shackled to the house. But that's what I'll be pulling, and that's what I'm going to be pulling it with. I bought the van right there. And, man, this grass grew so high. On the inside of the van, right here where the spare tire goes, is the trailer wires. That's where the trailer wires go. Now, if you crawl underneath... Oh, man. The way it's sitting now is pretty crazy. If you crawl underneath the van... This is goes to the bumper right here, and there's a little bunghole right here, right up in there. There's a little bunghole. I'm gonna get a light. If you take this off right here, the wires will actually come through right here, and then you'll be able to zip tie it. There's little places to zip tie it to, all along the bumper right there, to zip tie it to. So when I take the bung off right there, I'm gonna drill it, but I'm gonna put internal frame coating up in there also. And I want to put the trailer hitch on, so I'm probably going to put some frame coating all over this anyways, because I want to go ahead and put the trailer hitch on. So, alright, let me move the van to a better place and get some light here. Alright, as I said before, we're in the back of the van, and you take the jack stowage out right here, and here's the wires for your trailer hitch. Okay, and then they're going to go through that hole back there, and go down and come out the hole from the bottom. Okay, this is the harness I got with the LED lights, and actually the colors of this should match up to the colors of the wires. Before you start cutting these wires, take your butt to the front of the car and disconnect the battery cables from the battery. Alright, now if you peel this all the way back, you see there's blue and there's orange and there's everything. That's if you probably go into the 7 plug, but we're just doing a regular 4 harness. So they have the 4 wires that you need coming out first. Alright, but this 2 feet of this is actually not going to reach all the way inside the vehicle. So what I'm going to have to do is put the coil on it first, on all of this right here, and see how much of it's going to get me into the vehicle. I'm probably going to have to coil this up with the black coil, because this is actually going to be underneath the vehicle also, for you could leave some leeway for this to hang. Alright, so here I go. I'm going to start wrapping the cable with this right here, the flex tube. Okay, what I'm measuring out right here is, here's the plugs, and there's little divots right here that you could actually put your zip ties through to zip tie it, but you need enough room for it to hang. But I'm trying to measure how much it's going to hang right here, put that up here, and then when I don't need it, where I could put it so it's not just dragging on the floor. So the bumper has that right there, like the little bracket right there, so you can actually go through the bracket. But you know, the same, the catch-22 is you don't want to just rub it on here where it's gonna you know, just keep rubbing on there where it's gonna rub itself through right there. So that's what I'm trying to plan out right now, where it's gonna be at. Okay, under the car you can see where the wires run out at. So that around right there is where I'm going to have these wires up here go through the frame and then meet. But this is enough to re-rack the wire with this and then put this back up through here. So there's going to be a lot of this wire still attached in here, you know, but I'd rather leave a lot, you know, left over in there. So that's all just going to be bundled back together and put back in there and taped back up. And this right here is going to be going up through the hole over here. Let me cut that hole open right now so we could go ahead and start spraying in there so it can be drying as I'm taping the wire. Okay, what I'm using here is a dipstick tube grommet is what I'm going to put it through. And it's safe to say that I could use the step drill probably down to right there and it's still going to get a snug fit. Now this right here, see if I can get the camera to hold up. This right here is actually going to go through this, and this is going to be inside the vehicle right here. And this is how good I look with all my gear on, my light and my glasses, to cut this hole right now. Okay, let me try to get some light here. That's the hole right there. See, this is the bumper frame, like with the corner bumper frame. And then there's the little rubber bung that was right there. And there's two tiny holes right there. Those tiny holes, I don't know if you can see them. Let me try to get some light up there. See that? They're right there. Yeah. Those two tiny holes, I got to make bigger to fit that bung in through there. Alright, so I'm going to be drilling those right now. I'm going to put the camera down. Okay. I drilled the hole with the step drill. That's how it's going to look when it's done. Pull the wire out, and then there's the grommet in there. I'm actually gonna silicone the grommet in there, but it's pretty snug anyways. I gotta run that right there. I want to put the frame coating on the inside of that right now, while I'm before I start splicing wires and everything. Now I gotta run the van wires back out through this right in here. I gotta bring the ones from the van out through this to make reach to connect with the ones that are going to be hung underneath here. I'm going to put some frame coating in here, and actually I'm going to put some primer and paint probably on this right here so this don't rust like the rest of the van isn't rusted, right? Alright, well, let me put the frame coating in next. Alright, I got a video up already on internal frame coating and how to use it. This one I'm going to put on the outside, and the little bit on the this one I'm put on the inside of it. And actually, since I'm opening the can, I always use it since I'm going to use the whole can. And I'm going to coat where I'm going to put the trailer hitch. And then so tomorrow when I bolt up the trailer hitch, it's already going to be coated with this. But I got the primer and the paint that I'm going to put on the little outside of the ring that I drilled, that there's no paint on it right now. Okay, the frame right there that the trailer hitch is going to go on, I'm going to put some coating on that right there. Probably gonna go right here too, so I'm gonna save some in the can. But I'm gonna go over that frame right there, and that's where the trailer hitch is gonna bolt onto, and probably go up in some corners. I know I'm gonna use a bunch of cans of these. They're like 20 bucks a can, but I want to try to coat with zinc whatever I can coat with zinc. But for right now, I'm gonna put it inside that hole and coat inside that hole best I can, because I don't want, you know, that rusting out, seeing that I got a hole right there right now. Okay, I frame coated the shiitake mushrooms out of it, but the important thing is I got it all in there, and that's where I wanted to get it in. Actually, I coated the ring, so I'm just gonna put a little bit coated primer and paint right on the ring, and then I'll put the bung in there. But yeah, since I had it, I threw it all over the whole bottom of the frame. See how it works? That's the frame coating with zinc in it. Supposed to stop the rust. Alright, before I start splicing the wires, I'm going to disconnect the negative side with the battery post right there. Then I'm going to go and start splicing the wires. Okay, is disconnected right there, so I'm gonna start splicing the wires right now. I actually gotta run the wire through the frame and then start splicing them. There's the hole right there, I gotta go down, so what I'm probably gonna do is run a wire up to there, or run a single wire up, and then I'll go ahead and tape these wires to that one. Okay, now I ran a wire. See the wire back there? That's what I ran from the bottom. So I gotta fish that wire out, and then I'm gonna tape these wires to that wire and then pull it back down. Okay, that little white wire is what I fished out of it, and then that's it hanging from the bottom, so it goes all the way through. So now I gotta tape this to that wire and then pull it all the way through. Okay, all the wires taped together to that one white wire. I bent it over in a U, and then I bent the longest one over in a U the opposite way, and then taped them down, so it gives a little more tension. As long as I get them down, I can get my finger in there and pull them back through. So I'm gonna feed them through this way before I start pulling on the other end. Okay, and they came out right now, so I gotta see how much wire I'm gonna need, and then put the bung hole on this and slide it all the way back and push it right in there. All right, my battery's running low here. Before you splice all these wires together, make sure you put your bung hole on there before you splice them together. If I run out of battery, I'm gonna caulk this to the hole, and then I'll pull all the wires back and then caulk the outside of this right here. But right now I'm gonna splice all these wires together. That's pretty self-explanatory. Oh, look at this big mess I made. Alright, so tomorrow I'm going to actually put the jack back in because I'm running out of light right here. Or I might do it after the show that me and my wife watch all the time. I pushed the wire all the way back in. So the wire's back in. I got to put that back in there like that. You know, that's going to go in there with the jack buttoned up nice and neat. I got more frame coating left over. I'm pull the tire down tomorrow. I want to show you what it looks like from underneath. Oh, I need the light. And I'm going to run some caulk on it also. Like I told you, I was going to caulk that bung hole. Alright, underneath, here we go. Right now, I just have it holding up right there with the zip tie that's loose where I could pull it down. But I'm probably going to come up with some type of hanger that I could just clip it on right here. Okay, but I ran it along the side. Don't be a buckethead like me. I rushed. And see, you got to go on that side of the frame, of the bumper frame. I actually had it underneath the bumper frame. I had it underneath the bumper frame hanging all the way down. So I had to clip all the zip ties. So make sure you run it on that side of the frame. And then it goes up into the rubber bung into the frame. So all I gotta do right now is caulk that rubber bung right there. I did test it, so I got the test on the video. And then, like I said, I'm gonna caulk that, and then it's all done right now. Alright, so that's how you run the trailer harness on a 2002 Chevy Astro. Thanks for watching. Bye.